This bridge has seen better days. It is the next morning. Just got some water for coffee. Beautiful looking stream. Making a little coffee. Having a little trail throwback breakfast. Nutella on tortilla. Good morning, friends, family, total strangers. Today's video is a combination backpacking video and subject video. So I am backpacking in I'm backpacking in Rainier National Park on my weekend. And this video is also about what I've been doing for work since I left the trail. So, yeah, ooh, big old growth tree here. Yeah, some cool old growth. That's anyways, yeah, what have I been doing for work since I left the trail? So I'm gonna shoot a little more hiking, and when I get to a good spot, I'll stop and film so it's not shaky cam. And I'll tell you what I've been doing. So I'll see you in a few. Beautiful little swimming hole here. However, probably won't be swimming yet. Maybe later, maybe. But the water is frigid and it's 8 in the morning, so quite cold. Old growth. Awesome. This is Stafford Falls. Gorgeous. Well, that would be a super awesome swimming hole. There is a trail down, but yeah, not swimming. I do love my old growth trees. Awesome. This is Prakash Falls. Gorgeous. Yeah, so when I got off trail, I went to Pensacola, stayed for a month, and then borrowed some money to drive to Arizona to go back to work at Amazon. So that's what I was doing in Arizona for the winter. I was working at a different type of facility. I didn't realize when I applied. It was like a middleman warehouse. So it was a dock job, unloading pallets all day, which lasted about 2 days before I threw out my back. Before my back started spasming. So I applied for an accommodation and So for the rest of the winter, I was walking in front of an incredibly slow-moving electric pallet jack, waving flags for 10 hours a day, all winter. And although that sounds terrible, it was better than picking at Amazon, which is what I did before. So yeah, Amazon, you know, whatever. This time it felt more like a real regular job, like a 9-to-5 job, even if it was below my skill set, I would say. Waving flags for 10 hours. But yeah, it was nice to have that as a fallback. So I've pooped on Amazon a lot. Fairly, I think. But you know, it does have certain advantages in that I can pretty much get a job anywhere. I can sleep in my van in the parking lot and then go to a city park and spend my day. And I can pretty much do that anywhere in the country where there's an Amazon facility, and they're everywhere. So yeah, it offers a lot of flexibility. And not only that, you can quit at any time. You don't even have to give 2 weeks notice. And you are eligible for rehire, I think, within 3 weeks. So flexibility is amazing at Amazon, and the pay is better than it used to be. So it ended up being the best option for, and I also didn't mention that I blew out my transmission again. So I was really in a financial hole, and working at Amazon really helped dig me out of it. And I had decided just to work for a year straight at Amazon, but doing that in Phoenix is not practical. So one of the other nice things about Amazon flexibility is you can transfer to other job sites, other Amazon warehouses. So I put in for a transfer to the Seattle area, Kent, Washington, which is like southern end of the Seattle Metroplex. And yeah, so when I was waiting for my transfer to go through, it kept not going through, and I was getting worried. So I threw out one other feeler. I reached out to my friends Matt and Kelsey at Coolworks, and they gave me a bunch of options. I sent out an email to one of them and didn't hear back. And then my transfer came through, so I didn't think anything else about it. So I packed up from Arizona, drove to Washington, and the day before I was supposed to start at Amazon, I was camping in Oregon, actually, on my way there, and I got a call from that job, and she offered it to me on the spot, and I asked for a week to think about it, and I was initially going to say no, and then I started my Amazon job. But I'm glad I asked for a week to think about it, because I started my Amazon job. It was a regular fulfillment center, so I was doing something similar to packing. And it's terrible, and it's timed, and it's like a slave labor job, definitely a sweatshop style job again. And I just suddenly realized, what am I doing? Take that job. So I ended up working in Kent, Washington at Amazon for about 6 weeks. And then I quit that job and I started my new job. So I'll talk about the new job when I get to camp, but hopefully this is the last time I ever talk about Amazon on the channel. There are advantages. It has bailed me out financially a couple of times, so I appreciate that Amazon warehouse jobs are there. However, they are terrible. But flexibility is nice, and it's easy to get a job in the winter at Amazon, and it's harder to find seasonal jobs that aren't at ski resorts, so it's worked out. But yeah, I am on to better things, so I'll talk about that when we get to camp tonight. I can't really get close to this one for scale. I believe this is a cedar of some type, and it is awesome. This is Silver Falls. On the climb, about a 6-mile climb up to 3 lakes. Awesome. I suddenly realized that I haven't talked about my backpacking trip right now. So yeah, I'm on my weekend. I got off work yesterday and then went right out, got to trail, started at Tipsoo Lake and hiked 4 or 5 miles down to Deer Creek Camp in Rainier National Park. And then today I walked down the East Side Trail all the way to Silver Falls, and now I'm cutting up to 3 Lakes Camp, which is also in Rainier. And then tomorrow I will be connecting with the PCT to go back to Tipsoo Lake, completing the loop. I think all said and done it'll be about 28 or 29 miles. And yeah, that's my deal. Well, glad I wasn't around when this sucker fell. This is a Knorr cheddar broccoli rice side with a packet of chicken. This is the hot version, so I used my stove. Yum. Not really, but it's fine. Some mosquitoes. It could be worse. Well, I just had to come up 2,800 feet after Silver Falls. So I am a little bushed, but yeah, let's talk about my current job. I am, let me find the camera, it's down here. I am working in Mount Rainier National Park. So yeah, I am in Mount Rainier National Park. My job started in July. So when I got that email, I called her, and this was the day before I arrived to start at Amazon in Seattle. And yeah, she offered me the job. I said I would like a week to think about it, but I was really just being polite. I was going to say no. And I started at Amazon, and I just had a couple of days to think about it. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, why would you not take that? It's not that much less money than Amazon. I don't get benefits, but I mean, whatever. And yeah, that's ludicrous. So I said yes, but it didn't start until July. So it worked out that I had transferred in, with Amazon. So I ended up working for 6 weeks in Kent, and I will say having that like deadline, like I only have to do this for 5 more weeks, 4 more weeks, 3 more weeks, was really helpful for stopping me from falling into a horrible depression. It was great having that end date. And I also took advantage of being in Kent, which is a very multicultural town. It had all sorts of great, like authentic Thai restaurants. It had, yeah, very multicultural. It had a Venezuelan restaurant. It had food from all over the world. And yeah, Kent is a really cool town. I spent my days at the Saltwater State Park, which is on the Puget Sound. And then I would go into work at like 1 o'clock and then get off work at
almost midnight, and then I'd just crash in the van and then wake up in the morning and drive to the Saltwater State Park and hang out for the day until I went back to work. And that was kind of my routine. And then on the weekends I would head up into the lower elevation Cascades where I could camp, where it wasn't still snowy. This was in, May, June. And but now that is done. I am in Mount Rainier National Park. I'm working here. So I'm working for a nonprofit, which is great. I have housing inside the park. It's been awesome. So I'm not going to really go into too much details on the job, but I'm in Mount Rainier National Park, and it's amazing. And it's just so much more my speed, and it's like a personal life lesson. Like, those Amazon jobs are great for bailing me out of a hole, but that's what they should be there for, not to work for a year plus. They should be there to bail me out of a hole, and then I can find a better job in a place that I want to be, in a national park with like-minded people, hiking. I had a day at Amazon where this guy started a conversation with me about the new, I don't know what video game, Fortnite or something like that. And I just said, oh yeah, no, I'm not familiar, I don't play it. And then he went on to talk about it for 20 minutes. As opposed to here in Mount Rainier where, everybody's like, oh yeah, last year I went to, Croatia, and oh yeah, I'm gonna be backpacking. Like, it's nice being around my people again, and not around people who, I just don't have anything in common with. So, so far so good. Rainier's been awesome, and this is such a beautiful park. There's so much to offer here. It's kind of blown my mind a bit. It's a lot more than I expected. But I did do a backpacking trip, which I've already filmed, and I have it uploaded to YouTube. I'll post that one in a week or two. And I've also got a bunch of day hiking footage, which I'm gonna work into a video. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm gonna go to bed, or at least lay here, and I have 12 Angry Men on my Prime account that I have downloaded, so I might watch that and then go to bed. So I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning, everyone. It is the last day of the backpacking trip, day 3. I am hiking back to the car, so back to the van. I'm about to connect up with the PCT, and we're gonna follow that back to the van, so fun. Let's see what we got. There's Mount Rainier. Gorgeous. There's our nice big open view of Mount Rainier. That might be Mount St. Helens. Don't quote me. I checked my Gaia GPS app. That is Mount St. Helens. So, cool. This seems to be the 3 volcano viewpoint. There's Mount Rainier. There's Mount St. Helens.
And there's Mount Adams. Cool. Chinook Pass, that is where my car's parked, and we are now on the PCT. Oh, yeah, there's Mount Rainier. And there's the PCT. Feels good to be back on it. The Three Lakes camp was fine. If I was to do it over again, I would come here, which is only 2 miles farther on. There's Mount Rainier. And it has this view looking out over the valley, which is awesome. Yeah, I would choose here. And you don't need a permit. This is National Forest. We are outside of the park right now. Yep, pretty awesome up here on the PCT. Should have known. Gorgeous. Mount St. Helens again. There's looking back at Mount Adams. There's a little close-up of Mount Rainier. You're gonna get to see a lot more in the coming videos. Some nice icy cold water on a hot day. I like it. This is Dewey Lake. Beautiful. A nice sandy shore. Lovely. Well, I just took a nice little dip in the lake. It was awesome. I feel much better now. There's looking back at my beach. Lovely spot. Getting close to the end here. Looking down on Tipsoo Lake. Almost back to the car. These are Pasque seed heads from the Pasque flower.
That's a good way to finish a hike right there.